This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. I'm delighted to be joined by a great of the sport that we all love today, Mr. Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray, thank you so much, first things first, for your time in speaking to me today. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Charlie. In fact, like I told you, after this talk here, we're gonna go a couple rounds, okay?
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. You're gonna set me through my paces.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Look, first things first, we want to talk a little bit about your collaboration with Title on the boxing gloves. Laura showed me the video last week. It's cool. It's nice to be able to see you doing these things again. You're showing off your personality. Have you had fun in the creation of this?
It's been one of the best days of my life. Because not just being creativity, it's real. It's what I did. I mean, the colors from the Olympics. I mean, to the Hearn fight. I mean, and those gloves, they fit so well.
Do you feel like now in today's game it's important because we don't see so much about the gloves now? Whereas, you putting a promo video out like this, we always hear about the old school days of the old school boxing gloves. But it's nice now to see legends maybe give some of the old school models the respect they deserve.
Charlie, that's well put. And for me, I try to give back, reciprocate, whatever the case may be. The gloves are so important, so significant because I have small hands and I just need that right kind of glove. You know what I mean? I just need that feel. I mean, I have the speed, but I need that feel because it's the feel that really gets me going.
In the sort of, let's talk about how it all came about. I imagine the team from Title or whatever came to you and said, look, let's make it a reality. Let's get this over the line. When you hear that phone call and you hear this idea that they've got to allow you to sort of make it a reality, you must have been overjoyed.
Overjoyed, that's an understatement. It was just shocking, and I was so proud to be a part of the title and to say and put my input in, how it feels about the gloves, the impact, the feeling of it, the feel. See, as a fighter, as a boxer, I know, when I get into that ring and my hands are ready, it's nothing like it, man. I mean, it's hard to articulate. It really is. But you know what? Once you put them on, baby, whew, the rest is up to you.
Do you feel like this could also maybe inspire the generation of today? I mean, we hear all the time about, whenever we listen to the current greats of our sport, they always reference fighters like yourself and the younger generation like myself, perhaps we look back to what you accomplished. Do you feel like for maybe some of the young guns who want to be able to get in the ring, they can almost take inspiration from you and purchase a pair of these gloves and almost feel like a Sugar Ray in there?
Well, Charlie, I wish that is the case, and I hope that is indeed the case. And you know what? You get that feel. I mean, that smell. All these things are factors. Put those gloves on, man, and if you have speed, it's even better, right? If you have power, it's even better. If you worked out sincerely, hard, it works its way out. It's so simple yet so complex. You
Yeah.
with me?
Yeah.
It is, man. I mean, I miss boxing so much. In fact, my friend Tommy Hearns called me just the other day. He said, "Ray, come on, let's go a third fight." I said, "Tommy, have you checked out, license, how old we are?" He said, "Come on, man, let's do it, man." I would do it with these gloves with title.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can do it in those gloves.
Oh, for sure, Charlie.
Look, let me ask you, more on the world of boxing as a whole. I saw something the other day, 46 years ago, 3 days ago, I believe, that you made your professional debut. Look, a long time, definitely longer than my lifetime, but look, it's been a long time, but do you still take the opportunities to reflect and look back on your career? I know you've been in just Oh, I mean, I just look at your resume and your CV, six-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist. The accolades go on and on and on. I have family who could sit there watching you for hours, for days, for years. Do you still have that yourself, or does it get to a point where you almost want to switch off?
At times it just like floats away a little bit, but it's always with me. My thoughts, my prayers. In fact, I pray before every fight, amateur and professional. I never prayed to win, Charlie. I prayed that no one got hurt.
Hmm.
And I've been a fighter for what? Oh my gosh, 50 years, about 50 years. Yeah. I tell you what, man, I love it. And my personality, I'm so opposite of what I used to do in the ring
Yeah.
because I'm non-confrontational. I'm somewhat shy but sociable, if that makes any sense. I mean, boxing for me, it was meant to be. And that's why when I designed these gloves, it was fun because it took me back those memories. Hearns, Hagler, Duran. I mean, it just took me way back with those incredible legends.
You speak about obviously you were a boxer, but you were never this confrontational character. Do you feel like almost the boxers of today could take something from that? You know, we love looking through the history books and we love almost taking advice, but boxers today they pave their own way and sometimes it can get too heated perhaps and sometimes go a little bit overboard. Do you feel like sometimes we should remember that this is the gentleman's sport and this is, you know, before anything with boxing it comes discipline?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, they are who they are. I mean, I could have been had this kind of personality or that
Yeah.
kind of personality, but this is who I am. This is how I tick. This is what makes me tick. Boxing, being composed, not showing that you're hurt. I mean, waiting and into the late rounds to take over, to dominate, to throw more punches. I mean, all these things. It's because of who we are. I mean, I don't knock that around.
Right, I was scrolling through your Instagram and I could have sat there for hours. And one thing I noticed is that you still keep yourself fit, you still keep yourself active, you still keep yourself busy. Now, I find that marvelous as a whole because me, I sit here and do the interviews and I'm not the most active person in the world. To be able to see you yourself still doing it, is it for you? Your career was so active and you trained so hard. Is it almost something that you've never been able to let go of, sort of looking after yourself and having that sort of attitude and care about yourself?
Charlie, I just love being in shape. I just
Yeah.
love that's me. That's who I am. That's how I operate, and it stimulates me. It motivates me, uh, and I'm healthy. It keeps me pretty healthy. I talked to Tommy Hearn, and Tommy's about maybe 215, 230, and Duran's what Duran is. Duran will put a little bit, a few pounds here and there. Um, no, but I like being in shape, man. I like hitting that bag, man. And now the title, it's great. It's really great. And I tell you what, and I would say this to anyone. Sometimes you get anxieties and things happen, whether it's in your family or your friends, something. You hit that bag, man. It's nothing like it to release that. Let's say pain. Yeah, sometimes it's pain. Hit that bag. I do it all the time. Hit that bag, man.
Let me ask you about the magnificent career you said. Like I said before, six-time world champion, an Olympic gold medalist. Just firstly, picking up on that Olympic gold medal, I feel like now almost the magnitude of what the Olympics were one day, as for boxers at least, I know they're saying it may not make it to the LA Olympics. That's something that I want to touch on you with. What a travesty that would be. But just how important representing your country was when you were growing up. And I know it still is now to a lot of these fighters, but back then the Olympic gold medal was the pinnacle. You had to win that before you wanted to move on. Just how amazing, and even today to be able to call yourself an Olympic gold medalist, how special is that?
Sean, again, the pinnacle. That doesn't justify, or that doesn't articulate that what it means to me. Winning the gold medal is priceless. It was so. I mean, I, I can remember winning that gold medal, and I was almost in tears, happy, extremely happy, because that was going to be my last fight. I was not going to turn pro, but I turned pro to help my mom and dad, you know, because they were struggling with health and with finances. But oh man, you're gonna make me a little emotional here, but the best.
Well, with that being said, I spoke about, one of the upcoming Olympics in 2028. They're thinking of not involving boxing. As things stand, boxing will not be a sport in the Olympics in 2028. There are conversations that are going on behind closed doors to stop this from happening. We do need it for grassroots level. It is so, so important for amateur boxing. The pinnacle of amateur boxing is the Olympics. And I feel like for the progression of our sport, we have to have it in the Olympics. Is this something that you agree, I imagine?
I never heard that, and it's quite shocking. I mean, boxing saved my life, not just because I didn't go in the ring, but it kept me away from drugs. I mean, I did my share of drugs and alcohol in my head, but boxing kept me away from all that. I was disciplined. I was this. I was that. I was clean. I tell you what, if they need me, I'll be there to make a mark to say, hey, you can't do this to us. And I'm saying us because for people, boys and girls, I mean, okay,
So
we all can't afford to play golf. We all can't afford to play sports that require you need money.
expensive equipment and yeah.
Yes, yeah, man. I mean, really.
With that being said, also, I feel like I speak to a lot of professionals now and they turn over and they always said, look, the Olympic gold medal was the thing for me. I wanted to achieve that. And then pro was never an option for me. Even today, with the amount of money we have in the professional game, on a grassroots level as well, so many young kids, they get themselves in the gym and they look up to these guys and they think, look, the Olympic gold medal is the pinnacle. We really can't allow for our sport and the development of our future and what boxing has in our future. We cannot allow for this to escape the Olympics somehow. It has to be an Olympic sport. It always has been, and that is what it deserves.
The Olympics, the Olympics atmosphere, the Olympics ring, all those factors, all those things, it gives me so much joy. Uh, I felt like I was someone. I felt, all of a sudden in that ring, I felt like I was somebody. Uh, I'm lost for words because it meant, and it means even today, it's that much to me. Boxing, man, we
Yeah.
can't knock it out. We
No,
can't.
I agree. I agree. Um, moving on, I suppose you've mentioned Tommy Hearns and the fights that you've had over the years, and I know you must have gone on countless of these sort of interviews and podcasts. But just for me to be able to hear first time about some of the stories, you recollecting whether that even be the dressing room 5 minutes before the fight or something, I thought I'd just throw it to you rather than asking you about one particular. Maybe allow you to take the floor and just tell me and the viewers at Boxing Social some of your fondest memories as a professional boxer.
Well, competing with some of the best guys in the world, even I mean, the Olympics itself, it wasn't about money. It wasn't about fame. It was about you being the gold medalist, you being the champ, and you're doing it for your country. I mean, it can't get better than that.
No greater accolade.
No greater act. I mean, really. I mean, I'm ready now. I mean, I'm ready. I'm not. And I still can do a little bit with you.
Yeah, with me. You know what? Just
Only
to
with you.
one day, if I come to the States, well, when I come to the States and I'm somewhere near you, 30 seconds in the ring, just to say I've done it. Just to
No,
say I've done
no,
it.
I'll come to you.
Okay. We'll work that. We'll make that happen. Um, Look, let me ask you about today's current boxing landscape. Obviously, we've got great like Canelo, who will go down in the history books. We've got the heavyweights at the minute, Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Naoya Inoue, a fantastic fighter. We've got Ryan Garcia and Tank, who look to be fighting. Boxing is booming at the minute. You know, we're in a really good position where we're able to get the big fights on for the fans. What are you enjoying yourself? You know, are you excited for the heavyweight clash between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk? An opportunity for us to see our first four belt undisputed heavyweight champion in today's era. You know, do you enjoy looking at fighters like Inoue sort of come up? You know, what's your take on the current boxing landscape?
It's full. It's full. Um, I tell you what, I watch these. Yeah, I don't want to say any direct names because there's so many of them.
Yeah,
Um, I just say, be careful and back your words up. If you talk trash, back your words up.
back it up.
The juniors is really one of my little inspirations. He's a friend. Um, I mean, there are so many young, talented young guys, and I remember when I was like that age, but they looked even more developed than I was. For some reason, they look a little bit more. But I tell you, I love watching championship boxing. I love when someone, like back in the day, they used to say, "Well, he's a number two contender." I don't even hear them say that anymore. I don't know
Yeah.
why. You know, and we always look forward to fighting the champ. Maybe a year away, maybe 2 years away. You gain more experience and what have you. But Charles, you talking to a guy who loves boxing, who I made so much out of boxing or from boxing. I took care of my parents. My father passed away at 95 because of boxing. I was able to give him what he deserved and what he gave me. My mom's a feisty 93-year-old. I mean, and there's so many young boxers and champions, and I love all those guys.
Well, Ray, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'll just finish off with a couple final questions. I have to say it's been a real pleasure, so thank you. Things that you would change today about boxing's current landscape. Now, when I ask people this question, one of the answers they give me is there's too many belts and regular belts and super belts, etc. Is that something that comes to mind?
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, um, there's so many self-governing bodies. I think if there were more or becoming more, it kind of like dilutes these here. But you know what? It's okay. It's a title, and if it means because title when you say title fight, I don't care if it's a WC, WOs, WCDI, me. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so many. But you know what? It means something to that fighter. It means something to that family, to that friend, to that fan. That's all that matters. That's all I care about.
I love that answer. That is a really good answer, I must say. Finally from me, and this is more an opportunity for me to quiz you and sort of take your thoughts on it. We're seeing more and more today about influencers getting in the ring and fighting each other, you know, that don't have the professional experience and do it because they've got rivalries that they want to work out or whatever. I know one prominent one is Jake Paul. I just wondered, have you seen much of it, and what do you make of it? Obviously, there's a line, and we're hoping that people don't cross it. Boxing's a dangerous sport where people can get hurt. But what are your thoughts on this sort of celebrity world of boxing?
You Charlie, you have to understand who I am and how I operate. I mean, I, I never go against anyone. I never be negative, be harsh on anyone. I just know I'm doing my thing, whether it's for my foundation or whether or not for your foundation, or I just do my thing and I enjoy my sport. Okay. With that being said, I don't answer those kind of questions. I don't need to think about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
mean,
that is
yeah,
fair enough. That is totally fair enough. Ray, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm so thankful for your time in this. It was awesome watching the collaboration that you had with Title and being for you to be able to sort of give back in a sense from creativity and and what you started with, and those gloves that you boxed in the Olympics with. So Ray, just on a personal note, thank you ever so much.
Thanks, Charlie. All right, take care, man.